It is currently the 5th of March 2025, and only 6 points separate third place and 10th place in the Premier League. And I tell you what, this is the tightest I've ever seen, right? A race for European spots in the Premier League ever, guys. Ever, right? And usually, right, season in, season out, it will be teams like Manchester United and Tottenham involved in the race for these spots. But this season, it's not. It is a breath of fresh air seeing brand new teams, right? Seeing teams like your Bournemouth, seeing teams like your Fulhams, right, actually in the contention for European spots. Because if you guys remember, Fulham were in the Europa League 10 years ago, and they did beat Juventus as well, I think with a chip goal from Clint Dempsey, right? But these are the current teams, right, racing for the European spots from 3rd place to 10th place. So at number 3 it is Nottingham Forest, number 4 it is Man City, number 5 it's Chelsea, number 6 it's Newcastle United, number 7 it's Bournemouth, number 8 is Brighton, number 9 it is Fulham, and number 10 it is Aston Villa. Yeah, people might argue that Brentford and Crystal Palace are in these European spots races as well, but for me, those 6 points right now, like 1 or 2 games, guys, can literally just throw off everything. Like Man City might end up in 9th place if they draw 1 game, bro, and lose 1 game, dude. It's absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy. With the newly revised UEFA coefficient ranking, right, that was again done in 2021, changing the whole model of the European spots, right? Many football fans right now are confused to which spots get you what position, or where you're going to end up in which European competition. So for an instance, if you win the EFL Cup, are you going to be in the Conference League, or are you going to be in the Europa League? If a team wins the Europa League, are they going to end up in the Champions League, or are they going to still stay in the Europa League? I will be reading out, guys, a article done by the Premier League that was released about 2 days ago explaining this. So I'm just going to go right into it, and I'm not going to keep you guys waiting any longer. Firstly, the teams who finish 1st to 4th place in the Premier League all qualify for the league phase of the 25-26 Champions League with no need to go through any qualifying rounds. On top of that, the teams who finish 5th qualifying for the league phase of the 25-26 Europa League with no need to go through any qualifying rounds. The same goes for the winners of the FA Cup. The EFL Cup winners qualify for the playoff round of the 2005-2026 Conference League, the final qualifying round before the league phase of that competition. So as things stand, based on Premier League positions, Liverpool, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest and Manchester City would qualify for next season's Champions League, and Chelsea would earn a spot in next season's Europa League. However, the various qualification spots can change for a number of reasons. Since the expansion of the Champions League from 32 to 36 teams, UEFA have granted 2 leagues an extra qualification spot. These extra berths are awarded to the 2 leagues from the countries which place highest in UEFA's coefficient rankings, which are determined by clubs' performances in the UEFA competition. At present, England and Spain rank 1st and 2nd respectively, meaning the Premier League and La Liga would each have 5 clubs in next season's Champions League, up from their standard 4. In that event, as things stand, Chelsea would take the 5th qualification spot. There could be as many as 7 clubs in the 2025-2026 Champions League. That would be the case if the Premier League's top 5 all qualified by virtue of their league position. If a Premier League side won this season's Champions League but finished outside the top 5, and if Tottenham Hotspur or Manchester United, it will never happen, currently 13th and 14th in the Premier League respectively and highly unlikely to climb into the top 5, won this season's Europa League. If the above were to happen, half of the Premier League could be competing in Europe next season. 7 clubs in the Champions League, 2 in Europa League and 1 in the Conference League. So according to the Premier League's FDR meaning fixture difficulty ranking, right? So it's like a system that's used to perceive the which fixture is going to be difficult for a team from 1 to 5. But anyway, so it has given us, right, a list, right, of course these remaining teams from 3rd to 10th place, who's got the hardest fixture and who's got the easiest fixture, right? And it's included Brentford and Crystal Palace in this list, guys. As I said earlier, I've excluded them because they are outside of the top 10 and they're not in this whole like 6-point like mad race, right? But anyway, the top team, right, guys, that's got the difficult fixtures is Fulham. So what I've done, right, is I've gone on Google, of course, and looked at Fulham's remaining fixtures, and I tell you what, it's not looking right. It's looking peak for Fulham, but Fulham are a decent team, and they can get results from these teams, of course, to what they did with Arsenal last season. Literally, right, drawing 2-2 with them at the Emirates Stadium. Like Fulham have got it in them. They've also recently beat Manchester United too in the FA Cup on penalties too, right? So the first fixture is, of course, this Saturday, 8th of March, against Brighton and Hove Albion at the Amex Stadium. So that's away at Brighton. Brighton, of course, are a good team, got players of quality on their day. They're a difficult a team to beat. So, but you never know what sort of Brighton team shows up, dude, because Fulham can actually go there and actually beat them 2-1 or 1-0. You never know, right? And then the week after, it is Fulham versus Tottenham at Craven Cottage. After that, it is the FA Cup quarterfinals, Fulham versus Crystal Palace, because once again, Fulham did just recently beat Manchester United. Then after, it is away at the Emirates Stadium versus Arsenal, at home versus Liverpool. Bournemouth on the 14th of April, away at the Vitality Stadium, at home at Craven Cottage for the West London derby versus Chelsea. 19th of April, away at St Mary's at Southampton Stadiums. 28th of April, away once again at Villa Park in Birmingham, playing against Aston Villa. 3rd of May, at home versus Everton on the 10th of May, and then away at the GTEC Stadium versus Brentford. And then the final game of the season, it is against Manchester City. A few difficult games there, away at Villa Park, play Man City for the final game of the season, away at the Emirates Stadium, playing Liverpool at home. And of course, Liverpool are just trying to put this whole Premier League season to bed by just beating every team in front of them. The next team, right, that's included in that FDR rating, in that little chart, it is Chelsea, guys. And as soon as I flicked over the page, right, to look at Chelsea's fixtures, like I literally I was like, what the hell is this? What is this piece of HSI team, bro? Right? Anyway, so their next fixture is tomorrow versus Copenhagen for the UEFA Conference League, and then they're going to play Leicester at home on the 9th of March, and then it's the reverse fixture for the Conference League a week after that at the Stamford Bridge versus Copenhagen, and then it's going to be a London derby versus Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, another London derby, guys, right, versus Spurs, and then another West London derby versus Brentford, and then they're going to play Ipswich Town. Fulham, of course, at home on the 19th of April. That's as I literally just said a few minutes ago, it is a West London derby, because Fulham and Chelsea once again are rivals. And then they will be playing Everton at home on the 26th of April, Liverpool at home on the 3rd of May, Newcastle away at St James's Park, Manchester United at home on the 18th of May, and then the final game of the season, it is away at Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, of course, are a no-joke team right now, really good, and then they've got Club World Cup fixtures after that, right? And then the final team, guys, it is Brighton and Hove Albion. So Brighton did rank just behind Chelsea for the whole FDR rating, so they've got, of course, Fulham this Saturday, and then they're going to travel away to the Etihad Stadium to play against Manchester City. Then they have Nottingham Forest in the quarterfinals for the FA Cup. Aston Villa at home at the Amex Stadium, Crystal Palace away at Selhurst Park. It is Leicester at home, Brentford away, and then they've got West Ham at home, Newcastle at home, away at the Molineux Stadium against Wolverhampton, at home versus Liverpool, and then away at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for the final game of the season. So those are pretty difficult fixtures for Brian and Hove Athletic, guys. And I tell you what, dude, like, they've been given an absolute ringer, right? But their bottom three teams with the easiest fixtures up until the end of the season are Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, and Newcastle. So for me, I am expecting Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, and Newcastle to actually pick up a European spot, especially Bournemouth, bro. I would love to see Bournemouth like in the Europa League, just absolutely slapping up teams, because the football that they've played this season, bro, has been absolutely insane. Beating Man United, they've beaten Man City, they have beaten Tottenham, dude. I I'm pretty sure they've also beaten Chelsea as well. They've been a lot of big teams playing absolutely fantastic football. But guys, that's been the video, man. Like, once again, right, let me look at these teams. Nottingham Forest, Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Brighton, Fulham, Aston Villa. If you're a fan, right, of any of these teams and you're watching this video, please, guys, tell me your expectations for this, right? Because everybody's trying to finish as high as possible, of course, right? And hopefully that either Liverpool or Arsenal does do the Premier League a favor by getting that 5th spot for the coefficient ranking, because we didn't do that last season. Right now, we were an absolute disgrace last season, dude. We actually had the chance to get 5th place and we just went out like in the group stages, right? But very interesting. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, man. I genuinely would. It just puts me through the algorithm so more people can see videos like this. I like breaking down videos like this, bro, especially when it's about speaking about rigging race for Europe, man. And look how tight it is, bro. 6 points from 3rd to 10th place. I've never seen this ever, right? And once again, it's a breath of fresh air when you see Bournemouth in this, when you see Brighton in this, Fulham once again back in the mix. But guys, you know what to do. Subscribe, support your boy, and yeah, I'm signing out. Keep it real.